Yes. Good evening, you beautiful lot. And I tell you what, we've got a great panel here with us today for Gunslingers. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to discuss Arsenal's next striker. Can we get someone in for January? Is it going to happen? Do we need one? Let's find out. Yes, man. Listen, got a great show this evening, man, and as ever, the great panel to complement the great show. James, how you been, sir? It's been a minute. What's been happening? You good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm good. I started a new job, so I'm chilling. I'm enjoying life. I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Oh, good, bro. I'm good. Got over Saturday, but listen. We've got bigger fish to fry. Do you know what I mean? We've got other things to do with our squad and with our team. So, do you know what I mean? Can't dwell on them kind of things there. Gunner King, what's happening, guy? Looking smooth, cool as ever. What's happening?
Yeah, man. All good. Just excited to get this show on the way. I definitely think a strike is needed. So, yeah.
100. Yes, and the rebranding. I tell you. You come like what? You call you Facebook, boy? What? Meta?
Niger Englishman. Yeah. Hey, oh yeah, now. How we do? Yes. How we do? How's everyone doing, man? You good?
Yeah, man.
Bless, brother. Bless. How you been, man? Listen, man, you've been putting in some work, man. You gonna drop some names for us? Who was on your channel this week? Today?
The man, the Mr. Legend, Kelechi, man. The Oga. The number one Nigerian on YouTube right now. Don't worry, I'm coming for him soon. I'm coming to take the throne, man. He's just easing me and taking me under his wing. So yeah, like
100%. Everybody if you haven't seen that stream, listen. Tony, if you can hear us, put that in the description, please, man, because we want people to see what our man's doing. On that, you know, put a link in the description for people to come onto that as well. Listen, we've got a wicked show today, man, and it's something that needs to be addressed. I feel like, I don't know, it's just weird. We're always like a work in progress, Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? There's never been, has there ever been a time where we've been actually satisfied with our squad, with our first 11? For as long as I can remember right now, I'm just thinking, if we get one more midfielder, we'll be, you know, we can do this. If we get a central defender, we can do that. Now it's a time now. I think we need a striker. Aubameyang's 32. Lacazette's 31. Nketiah won't sign a new contract. Martinelli's a bit still too raw to play down the middle. Balogun, he's going to be going on loan in January.
He is?
Balogun. I think
he's actually going on loan, yeah?
I think
it makes sense.
I would say that's 90% certain that he'll be going on loan. I think it's the right thing for him to go on loan, personally, because how much is he going to play? And I think it would be really good for him. Even if he does go into the Championship, I think it would be good for him. But he needs to play. He needs to start banging in goals for, you know, in first team football. He needs that experience at his age now. But I want to come 100%. To you guys, and you know what, we're just going to rattle through this, right? Because listen, we don't need to have an agenda. I don't need to kind of ask you, man, certain questions. We need to just rattle through this, right? Because look, my preference, okay, there's a certain player I want, right? For me, he's young, right? He's a little bit skinny as well. right? He's a little bit skinny, but he can work his way into that. Do you know what I mean? I remember when Armoury burst into the scene. Even when he was at Arsenal, he wasn't the physique he had when he finished that. You know what I mean? When he left Arsenal, this guy's got quick feet, and right now he's already showed that he can lead the line. In a major championship, he's doing it for his country. He's doing it also for his club. Isak is the man I want for us to go hell for leather to get him to lead the line for the Arsenal. For me, he's someone I feel that we can. I feel he'll grow into a beast. Personally, I really do, and I think there's his footwork. And I watched him closely in the Euros, in the Euro Champs. I think we can do a lot worse than getting someone like him in. He probably we could get him for about, I'd say, between 50 to 60 mil. Yes, a lot of money. However, he's our type of player now, and the kind of player I guess that we're actually going for in terms of age, and also ability, and someone as well who's hungry, who wants to actually win stuff. I'm not sure what you guys think about that, but James, I want you to jump on first. I mean, for me, that for me is someone I think who can provide so much for us. Who for you would fill that spot, take on Aubameyang's role?
You guys are gonna hate me for saying this, but I'm not looking at replacing Alba this season. It's Lacazette I'm looking to replace because we've got Alba for one more year, and the player I'm looking to replace Lacazette with is DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's the player I want. I think he's probably not on the top of you guys' lists, maybe not even top 5, but for me, before he got injured, he was doing really well. 3 goals in 3 games. He's been improving year on year. He's been getting around 15 goals each season in the Prem with 30 appearances. So it's a good return, and he's still young, still 24, not 25 until March next year. So he's got a lot of potential there. I think his athleticism is the reason why I'm so excited and so hot on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Is he's not slow. He's pretty quick. He's really good with the ball. He's nuts in the air. Like some of the jumps that he does is like that UCL jump that Ronaldo did when he was just like head and shoulders above the rest. So that's why I'm going for DCL, because I think he's Prem proven. He's English. I don't think you can go wrong with him. I mean, for 40 mil is the quoted price. He may not be the most glamorous signing compared to everyone else that's going to say on this list, but for me, he's a smart signing, and I like him as a player.
Do you think, though, with all the English tax and coming from an English club, Everton are a team, looking to move themselves up the table rather than sell their best players? To price them away, would 40 million be enough to price? I mean, I see Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Isak to be a similar kind of player. Do you know?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't watched too much of Isak recently. I don't know. It's more of a risk, I think, with Isak. His ceiling may be higher. He's going to be a similar price. He's like 3 years younger. And for me, I'm looking at the 25 age bracket where I'm just like, he's there. He's ready. If we offer the right money to Everton, we can get him. It's not. He will be up for moving, I think. We're a much bigger club than Everton. So that's why I'm still hot on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But I don't know. You guys, I have another one in the back of my mind that I'll keep hidden while you guys talk.
You better.
There's another outside shout that you guys probably aren't going to bring up, but he's my second choice that I really like. But yeah, for me, I'd be going for DCL.
But what? Okay, so just to I don't want to labor the point about Aubameyang, but where do you think it's gone wrong for him right now? Because there is some people who actually say, do you know what? Sell Aubameyang, give Lacazette another contract, and buy someone young, but get rid of Aubameyang.
For me, it's time to move on from both. We're not going to sell Alba. I don't see who's going to buy Aubameyang. Maybe Barcelona if they're done. Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out. But like, I don't know. Lacazette's going to be gone this summer. Aubameyang's going to be gone next summer. And I don't know. For me, you guys probably want that marquee number 9 this summer. I think
it's imperative.
For me, I don't see us getting Champions League now that Ole's gone. And if they do the right replacement, I think top 4 is locked. I don't know.
What, with Man United?
So what, you thought we could get it before Ole?
No. I'm not. Yeah, when Ole was still there, bro, of course we could get top 4. Are you mad? Like, have you seen how shit Ole is? Like, but no, I don't know. This is the thing. I think where we're at. This is again my logic is. I think we're going to get Europa League. I think we get DCL when we have one more year of Alba. If we get the right assignments in the other areas as well, when we get Champions League, that's when we then go in for that big signing of number 9. And I think DCL plus one of the guys you're going to suggest, because you guys are going to suggest some nice names, I'm sure, would be a really good 2 to have. Not playing as a 4-4-2, but just a 2 striker rotation, which would give us more options.
Is there a unobtainable player in the world right now that if you could have play up front, that you would have?
What, an unobtainable player? Yeah, if there is, there's only one player, and he's the same country as Martin Odegaard, but he ain't coming, is he?
Okay.
Erling Haaland ain't coming to Arsenal, so I'm trying to be a bit realistic, is he? But, you know. He'll be the one.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. When I saw that tweet that you posted about DCL, I thought you were trolling. I literally thought you were trolling. The amount
you guys don't rate him as high as I do.
Therefore, all of them. Man. Like,
from what I've seen of him,
I couldn't believe it, bro. Like, in terms of if you're telling me either between him or Ollie Watkins, then maybe DCL, maybe. But if we're looking at the 4 names that were in, I think on our page, like Calvert-Lewin he's nowhere near any of these guys. I know probably one of the things that you picked him is because he's in the Premier League as well. That probably did help your decision making.
I think he's for me is you guys are looking at it off of the basis of replacing Aubameyang. So if we're doing it on replacing Aubameyang, get rid of DCL, then the 2 strikers I'd want is Vlahovic and Jonathan David. Those are the 2. Jonathan David was the second choice that I had. He's quality. Jonathan David is really good. Really good.
That is a player.
But
we missed him. That was a cheeky one there, mate.
The thing I do like about Calvert-Lewin though is like we have like James is kind of right. We have kind of committed to building a bit of an English core with Ramsdale and White, and it would be good to add like a bit more of a contingent to that. You know, like to have it right the way through the spine of the team, like from the top to the bottom of it. You know, like someone in midfield, someone up top, or like you know, obviously you got ESR kind of in the attack areas, but
do you know what?
There is that.
You saying that? Sorry, go ahead.
That would be it.
With you saying that and talking about the English call, wouldn't it be great, right, to get 2 players, right, in this January transfer window? One, Calvin Phillips. And maybe then because of that, Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Jonathan David. Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't that be great though for our core of English players? No.
What have you lot been drinking this weekend? I like Phillips. What's going on here?
Wait, you wouldn't take Calvin Phillips?
This is maybe I don't know. I'm seeing DCL as a second striker. I'm not saying he's the man to lead the line. I'm saying DCL is a player we.
Well, we only play with 1 striker. So
do we though?
Well,
not recently.
The only thing is right now I see Lacazette as a stopgap. With the role what he's doing now, I see him as a stopgap for really and truly. Odegaard should be playing that role.
I feel that would go back to a 10. Like if you brought someone in like that, I think he would want to play with 1 striker.
Yeah, and I think what if Odegaard starts to get any form, Odegaard will play instead of Lacazette. The fact is that Lacazette played some he had some kind of form. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
You guys are so uninfused at Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think he's quality. I think he's really good.
I think he's all right. I wouldn't not argue against that at all. But the one thing I would argue against would be the English tax. I think like that would be a sort of thing.
How much do you think Phillips would go for? 60?
Yeah.
40, 50?
55, 60.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Basuma for 40 mil then.
Yeah, I think it'll be a big transfer. But I think he's got potential.
He's still 24, by the way. Like he's not even hit his prime yet. And as I said, like before
and
he's
come
got
through
injured,
a major championship.
He's been playing. He's been playing 30 plus the past 2 seasons. He's been playing 30 plus games in the Prem, and he's been averaging around 15 Prem goals. So he's at the end of the day. I think I'm basing this off of he's my Lacazette replacement. He's English for the money you can get him for, and the reliability of him playing games and getting goals. He's been consistent with him, so I don't think it's like it's a safe bet. Maybe it's not the exciting bet everyone else that's watching this was expecting, but he's my shout to just be like a consistent player within our team. And if we get Europa next season, there's going to be plenty of games where I think he can play. So that's why I'm going for him.
King, what are you saying? What are you saying? I mean, who do you feel can do a job for us up there? I mean, there's talk. I mean, the names we've been linked with: Vlahovic, obviously Isak. Then there's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, as James has come out with. There's been a few other names bandied around there, but Vlahovic was last month was the name where apparently there was a strong interest from us. Maybe I don't know. People are putting the us loaning them Torreira and putting 2 and 2 together, saying that we would give them Torreira plus X amount of money or whatever it is, and I don't know, trying to put that kind of stuff. But I mean,
well, they actually agreed a fee with the club,
right?
So yeah, like it's just agreeing it with him.
So what are your thoughts on the whole? I mean, do you think the 2 guys we've got at the moment, Lacazette and Aubameyang, do you think now it's time to, for them to be replaced as early as January even?
I don't really just think that. I think like a competitive side has like 3 or 4 striking options. Are Martinelli and Balogun ready to be those 3rd and 4th options? I don't think so. Has Nketiah shown that that's a spot he could nail down? I don't think so. And I think those 2 have got comfortable, and they need someone to keep them on their toes. Like they're like the senior members of the squad, and then 2 of our best performers. So like they kind of need the competition.
Yeah, I liked hungry Lacazette. When he come off the bench and he would make a difference.
I think it's not just competition; it's a case of like profile, sort of profile matching. I think we need a different kind of striker as well. We need to be able to play with a different kind of striker.
Tell me, what striker do we need? What type of striker do we need?
Someone that can hold up the ball a bit more on their own. Someone that can bring other players into play.
James would be like this. Yeah, okay.
Good link-up play. And I think, it's the ability to kind of interchange and interlink with other attacking midfielders in and around the box. And they've got to be able to score as well, naturally. And I think, some kind of physical presence and aerial ability would be kind of a bonus as well. So Calvert-Lewin, he ticks all those boxes for me. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm not looking at individuals. I'm looking at people that suit that profile.
Suit the profile.
Yeah, like, so Calvert-Lewin is one of many people that could. Ivan Toney. I think if you're looking at other Premier League proven players, he's less proven.
I'm not sold on Ivan Toney.
I like the look of him, and he looks like someone that can fulfill that role that I just described. Obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got a bit more experience. I think he might be a bit of a cheaper option. Very good record in the Championship 43 goal involvements last season. Yeah, I mean, he could be another one if we were looking for someone from the league. Yeah, I think Vlahovic as well, and Osimhen are the other names that I've looked at.
I think
Isak as well. Isak as well, by the way, as well.
Because for me, Isak with those.
Yeah, absolutely. Isak can play exactly as described, but I do see James's side of the argument between those two. I think what's changed our fortunes a bit is particularly Ben White and Ramsdale, because they've brought that Premier League experience. Even though
and you can't buy that. You can't put a price on that.
I just don't think we were getting that balance right before. We were bringing too many people in without that experience. I think we have to, from now going forward, I think we kind of have to maintain a balance between, good, even if it's young English players, on the up, go to the under 21s or the under 17s and pick some guys on the up, put them in the academy for a bit and bring them in, just as long as you are it's always good to see.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess, okay, I know I'm going to slide off a position a little bit, but there's talk of what you were just saying there, and I guess which makes sense in terms of, the experience, whatever, playing in Premiership under 21s, blah, blah, blah. We have been linked with a player, a midfielder, actually, who has played in the Premiership, albeit at a very young age. Absolutely flopped, though. But there's talk of him actually coming back. And we're interested. Renato Sanchez. The experience he had in the Premiership, do you think that's something that would be valuable for him if we were to get him? Because I have this little thing in the back of my mind. When I heard the name Renato Sanchez, I said, yeah, he's an okay player for Portugal, but could he actually be that player for the Arsenal? I mean, I'm not sure what you guys actually think about that, because there is strong hints that we are actually in for him, and that could be a January transfer for us.
I don't know. I mean, he's a great player. He's a great profile.
You actually
he's very energetic. But there's so many red flags on him. There's so many red flags. You've seen his injuries. How many? But this is the thing, right? Is these are muscular injuries that are really, really ACLs, other places. I'm pretty sure that are really detrimental. And he gets an injury once every 3 months, and this injury was 2-3 weeks minimum to recover.
Yeah.
So you're talking, he's missing a lot of game time. So I take him. I think he's quality. I think he's
better than what we have.
He's from what, But again, I'm not using that as he is massively, but I'm not using that as a measuring stick. I'm not being okay, we should sign. It's we should sign Willian because he was better than who we had, right? Then look how that turned out, right? But I think he's not my number one choice. But if he can stay fit, I think he's nuts. I think he's really, really, really good. He balls out for Portugal. He's doing all right for Leo, I think. And he's bulked out since when he was at Swansea a lot. He's filled out his frame, which I think helps.
Yeah, I get that. I mean,
for me, there's two options though. If I'm looking there, for me, the two standout options are Zakaria and Kessie.
Powerful.
They're both 24, 25.
Yeah.
Both powerful, athletic, but good technique as well.
Yeah.
Dribble. They're just complete midfielders, both of them. That's the kind of the mold that they play in the centre.
That's the thing. If we could have,
and I think with those guys as well, their contracts expire in the summer, so we could put a relatively modest bid. I think we could pay the money and have change for what we would spend getting Sanchez on both of them. Yeah, you genuinely could you know what I mean? What Sancho's under contract for 3 years, 4 years? He wants to go, but that's going to be 30-35 million euros.
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about. No way is it going to cost that much, to get those two out of contract for the last 6 months of their contract. And they're around a similar age.
Yep.
And that for me would be the smart thing to do.
Kessie for me
Because
would be the
I
one
think
if he was
Partey's getting on and looking a bit injury prone. Like, we know that we're going to replace Xhaka anyway. Do you know what I mean? Just bring them in. And then you've got like those four and Sambi. But then you've got some going to AFCON as well.
Right.
Which will give the others game time. I think that sorts our centre midfield out.
100%. I think, do you know what? Because I still think Aubameyang's got something in him, and I think he can. I don't know. I'm not on board with the narrative that he's finished. And that
this isn't me by any stretch of the imagination saying that he shouldn't play any further part in the squad. I mean, we know like he can play on the left. If we do stick to playing two up front, you know, I think like these kinds of strikers could be a very good partner for him. Do you know what I mean? Just basically just being like the dog's body of the partnership and chipping in on like them with goals themselves.
Yeah.
But just giving him that foil, someone to play off. I think like that's what he needs.
100.
Especially given like his age and now, like his goal scoring at Dortmund really relied on pace, where he was playing as a wing forward a lot more.
But they
on the channels.
Yeah.
It's just like when you lose the legs, it's like you need someone.
Has he lost the legs? Because even Van Dijk was saying that how rapid he is.
I mean, he's still quick. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, like I think, you know, naturally your acceleration, like your burst,
of course,
like,
it's nature.
Yeah,
you know. You're gonna get slower.
So I think that's what it is. I think another striker could help him.
Yeah, I'm just going to rattle through some because we've got loads of comments in here. So let me just rattle through some of these. So first and foremost, please subscribe and smash those likes, people. Listen, please, you know, this helps us make and continue our content. Please like and subscribe. And obviously, put that in the comments, people, man. Let us know what strike you'd love to see. Yes, Mr. Fox, how you doing? So it's good to see you. Yeah, hey, bar stewards. Thank you. Hey, that's you, man. Yes. Obviously, Nigerian Englishman rebranded. Niger Englishman has got technical difficulties. If he can come back on, he will do. But yeah, hopefully we'll get him back on. G Talks asking how you doing, so it's good to have you on. If you're still watching, yes, people, this is a hot topic. We're ready. Listen, this right now is a hot topic, and I think it's, I don't know, man. It just seems that, you know, in some of, listen, we can't get away from it. Our goal difference right now is poor, all right? And that, all right, fair enough. There's a couple of thumpings in there, okay? There's the 5-0 City, and then the 4-0 at Liverpool. But having said that, you know, we haven't scored that many goals. I know there is an improvement from last season. However, I'd expect us to, you know, chances created, etc., and things like, you know, from open play is pretty poor. But is that down to our forwards, or is that down to kind of, you know, the people behind the midfielders and being creative? I mean, there is a lot of flack being thrown at Aubameyang for his performance against Liverpool. He had one shot, but I guess some people
didn't really get the ball though.
But that's what I'm saying, because if you saw the breakdown yesterday with me and Gumza, we kind of like broke down a few things, and we kind of said, look, this is where you'd expect your forward to be running across and making that run, and you couldn't even see him in the screenshot. Things like that, you know, where Ben White's coming out with the ball, and he's expecting a forward to be making a run. Those kind of things don't seem to be happening. And against Liverpool, you need someone, a striker basically, who is all about movement. And you know, there was at one point, Aubameyang was talked about as being that striker who's best in the world for his movement. You know, but that seems to not be the case at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but that's one of the things that we actually saw and we kind of discussed was Aubameyang's runs, and they're not doing anything really for the midfielders. Mr. Silver Fox, hey, he's done it. He's done it. He's done that for Nigerian Englishman's stream earlier. It was a great show. So you catch that with Kelechi. Yep. Nigerian Englishman's son. Better late than never, as we say. Isak, too flimsy for me. Premier League be too much for him, in my opinion. Oh, man. This guy's done it in the Euro Champs, man. And he was decent, I thought. I mean, do you subscribe to that theory that he's too flimsy, you guys?
No. Not me.
No.
No, I think he's a strong player, man. I think physically.
I think so. I think you've been caught out, a woman, at first and foremost.
He's not slow for someone that tall either.
Yeah, listen, he's rapid and his feet are so quick.
Yeah, he's got good feet.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Do you think Oliver Giroud could still play? I mean, listen, for what? He's gone after that. After I said Oliver Giroud.
Yeah, I've got to go, guys. Like that. No, we're not doing this today, man. We're not doing this.
No, but I mean,
doing this, man.
But the thing is that what? Okay, my question is Dominic Calvert-Lewin fast?
He's not slow.
Yeah, he's fast.
Okay. Okay, because I mean, fair enough. I know Calvert-Lewin's very good in the air. The only thing I worry about him, well, I wasn't sure about, was his pace. And I wouldn't want another type of Giroud type of player.
He's mobile, bro. He's mobile. He's mobile. He's not slow. Like, honestly, he's pretty quick for his size. Yeah, he's like 6'2", 6'3".
When you look at the distance covered in his matches, they're very high. Those numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
Nigerian Englishman's son doesn't like me talking about DCL.
Yeah, and you watch it. He's caught you.
I am. I'm right there, just like
he's caught you.
He is.
Lack has been quiet since I've joined. Not sure if he was quiet before. That's you, man. Your lack of what's going on, man? Oh dear.
I'm going to have words with your father, man. Seriously, this is no way to be speaking to your uncle on a screen.
To your elders, isn't it? Tell them no way to be speaking. But look, the only way DCL is going to Europe is for Paris Fashion. Yeah, listen,
he's got drip. Do you like his skate he was wearing, bro?
Yeah, what was that, man? We don't need. Well, obviously, we got rid of one Bellerin. We don't need another, man. Flip's sake. Nigerian Englishman's son, man. He's Osimhen. Obviously, Kelechi for him being on his show, his dad's show. But Osimhen, I mean, I think he'll be. We've just been told, I think Nigerian Englishman has said that he's now got a 3-month injury now, so he's going to be out for the African Cup of Nations. So yeah, it's going to be a massive problem. So that's an absolute no.
You won't be able to transfer him in January as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't do it with pending the medical, will they? Unless it's like a minor injury, I don't know, but that sounds like a major one.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one sec. Here we go. Mr. Silfers, I don't know why you don't like Isak as much as the rest. I don't know, Matt. Look at this one.
Isak's a baller, man.
Oh,
yeah.
What's Mr. Silver Fox been smoking, man?
I don't know.
And there was talk about Vlahovic, and I think
I like him as well.
I do. I mean, listen. Okay, he had a breakout season, didn't he? When Frankfurt did tremendously well in the Europa League, and obviously got a big money move to Real Madrid, and it's kind of flopped since then. However, I think he could. Listen, when you talk about the profile, he still fits into our profile, and I still think he could probably do something for us. However, does he still tick all the boxes for the type of player that we require? I'm not sure. I mean, you guys,
and he brings a bit of experience as well because he has played in European competitions.
Yeah, and being at Real Madrid is anyway. This guy, Mr. Silver Fox, says Vlahovic and Osimhen are his top 2 choices. So let's talk about those two. They're both playing Italy. Italy seems to be going through a little bit of renaissance at the moment, with actual, certain players coming through Italy. Vlahovic at Fiorentina, he's the top goal scorer at the moment. Osimhen, I know Nigerian Englishman was waxing lyrical about him in a recent game for Nigeria in the internationals. Are these actually realistic targets, though? They fit the criteria of the player that we need, but are they actually realistic targets for the Arsenal?
Not right now.
The most realistic one is Vlahovic. Osimhen has just been transferred to Napoli, so
yeah, he's gonna be a 100 mil player, bro. Napoli bought him for 70 million euros, so he's gonna be like.
Is he that much? Wait a minute.
Yeah. He came from Lille. He came from Lille.
Yeah.
It's a shady deal. It's such a shady deal. Look into it. Honestly, it's such a shady deal.
Really?
Lille only got like 35 million euros, and then they substituted the other like 40 in like youth players that have now all been released by Lille. It's really dodgy. It's really, really dodgy. But yeah, he's expensive.
Wow. Okay.
I think Vlahovic is going to go Juventus. There's a lot of reports saying that's where he's going.
There's also reports about, obviously, with those lot down the road having a new manager, an Italian manager, that it could be his head's been turned by them.
Doesn't want to be, man.
Because the thing is, I mean, could you see someone like Man City going for Kane in January?
I could see him going for Vlahovic as well, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, it could be a case of, you got Conte there, Italian. He knows the player. I don't know, man. I just feel that there's not really kind of. The problem is that we're not in Europe. The problem is also that we're not in the Champions League, and the type of player that we need to actually to take us to that next level. Either I feel that we have to be freaking lucky, or really do our due diligence in the transfer market, or B, we have to pay through the nose and over the odds in terms of wages to get the player that we really, really want. If Vlahovic is our number one target, we just got to blow Juventus out the water with if Juventus are saying we give you 100 grand, we need to say we give 150. I don't know. We need to actually do that.
Juventus can't compete with us financially at the moment.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the Italian league will struggle to do that. But what you'll notice is like a lot of players that start their career in Italy nowadays, very few leave for England. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't really. You saw what happened with the Locatelli saga. It's got that kind of vibe to it at the moment.
So you feel in your guys' opinion that there's no way that we would even that Vlahovic has gone. He's been.
No, I wouldn't say it's impossible. I'd say he's the more realistic of the two, but it's going to take a lot of persuading to do. And I think a lot of it will depend on how we look going into that January window. That's why I think it's as important as impossible to maintain like being in this sort of position. At worst, 3 points off of the top four, just so someone can look and be like, you know what, I can be that difference.
Yeah.
Like, whereas if they see this big gap, they're just going to be like, well, seems like you're still on a bit of shaky footing.
Yeah.
But I think that's what they're waiting for. A lot of these players, James? For teams like us and Tottenham, I think that's what they need to see. Like, is there going to be that stability? Is there going to be something I can build off. That is something that
can we see something happening? Basically,
ultimately top 4 football. Yeah, like if you're there or thereabouts without me, and this is how I'm performing at my club, then I should be able to come in and make that more possible.
Yeah, that's why I'm so upset for Saturday's result. I think we could have made a statement there. Not so much losing, that's fine. Losing, but it's losing. There's a huge difference. Obviously, there's a 2-goal difference of losing 2-0 or 4-0. And I don't think that was a 4-0 game. I don't think we should have lost that game 4-0. 2-0, I would have accepted that as much as you can accept defeats because you are beaten by the better team. But I do not believe that there were 4 goals better than us. I think our heads went a bit. And that could have put out, for us, I would have said, you know what? There's an improvement there. I can see an improvement because the first half was decent up until the goal. And then the second goal went in and then, boom, it just kind of like the floodgates, as they say, kind of like just burst open. James, sorry, I cut in there.
No, you're good. You're good. I think for me, and this is why I'm questioning who we're going to go for, because as King said, we have the financial to buy them, to bring them in on the wages. Like we can outmuscle Juve and all this lot. He recently moved to Leipzig, so that's not going to happen, Tony. But I struggle to think we're going to attract the young prospects that want to play Champions League. And for me, this is why I said DCL is because I think our number one signing in the summer next summer is going to be Raheem Sterling. That's who I think is going to be our marquee signing. I genuinely do. And this is why I'm saying if you get a number 9 like DCL and then you bring in an elite winger, because he is an elite winger on his day, and Mikel Arteta really got the best out of him when he was helping train him under Pep, is Raheem Sterling. Like he on his day, he is world class. Like that's undeniable. Like his numbers were nuts. And this is why I think that left wing is going to be our big signing. And then we're going to see either ESR go to the 10 as Lacazette drops off. That's where I think we're going to spend our money, because unless we can somehow worm our way into Champions League, I don't see any of these. Maybe Isak. I'm writing off. Well, I'm not writing off. I'm writing off Osimhen because I don't think Osimhen is going to come just because he recently moved and he's going to be 100 million quid. Vlahovic is going to be very, very expensive, and he's already rejected Atletico, Spurs, teams that are Atletico are playing Champions League, so they're already in a better position. And Yezri from Sevilla is good. He's a good profile. He's solid. He is solid. He's someone I haven't mentioned. We haven't mentioned, actually. He's a good show.
And there's been links to him as well.
Yeah,
and,
there has been.
I think he does match that profile as well very much.
Yeah, I think we could be smart with it. This is why I'm saying the striker next summer, next summer, 2023, is going to be, unless we can somehow pull something magic out of the bag. We've done it this window with some of the signings we've done. Like I can't. We might just spend 50 mil, and he might just be the next big thing. I don't know. Yeah. But that's why I think Sterling's going to be that player that takes us to the next.
I don't know, man. Listen. I'll be amazed if it happened. I mean, if we can get into Europe, I think maybe you might be onto something. But then there's a kind of like a catalyst to that. Fair enough. Lacazette, Aubameyang will probably start dropping off, but Lacazette will be moved on. Mm-hmm. Then there's going to be question marks about Odegaard, ESR, who plays in that 10 role.
Doesn't matter. It's competition.
Yeah,
true.
We're so starved of, and this is a mindset I think we all need to try and get out of. Is no, we can only have one quality player in one position, otherwise they're going to want to leave the squad. The best squads have the best players and multiple of the best players in each position. It makes them a better team. Like
they're
City,
both young as
Liverpool.
well. Like they can both play in so many different positions.
Yeah,
they can both play as advanced 8s, as 10s. Smith Rowe can play wide on the left. Odegaard can play wide on the right. One's right-footed, one's left-footed. So that brings balance. There'll be times where they can both play either side of another number 10 as well. You know, if there's injuries, like it's things like that that just think it just makes him very malleable to any number of tactical setups that we're using. You know, 4-2-3-1 as a 10 or in the wide right position. The 4-3-3 he could play as the 8 or the right-sided player. So yeah, I don't expect that to be a problem. And as James said, you know, like competition is good to have. If we get into Europe, you're going to need you know, more depth and you know, sort of quality, you know, across the breadth of the squad anyway. So yeah,
I think it's Moreno. I think it would, because I think he'd be a good player. Yeah, and Emery would never sell to us anyway. And I like Duvan Zapata. I do like him. Luis Muriel, no. I think, do you know what? It's very hard to buy a quality centre forward that's not been known or heard about. I think the last time really a quality striker has been bought by us that was kind of like a left field signing was Eduardo. I can't think of many other strikers that we've purchased that have been kind of like, I don't know, out of left field or whatever, and actually have come up trumps for us. Hey, mostly Arsenal, how you doing? We're good, man. We're good. I hope you're good yourself. Listen, we're talking, if you just joined us, about the strikers, really. Our next striker. Who can we go for? Who should we get? What's going to happen to Lacazette? What's going to happen to Aubameyang? Obviously, we're talking about Nketiah and the guys that we have at the moment. We want Balogun, I guess, hopefully to get some experience and go on loan. He's actually just signed a new contract. Nketiah doesn't look like he's going to sign again. Same thing with Lacazette. Guys, just a quick question, then, I guess. If I know we're pushing for as high as we can get, I'm not going to say top 4, top 6 or whatever, but if we do get any kind of bid for Lacazette in January, do we take that, knowing that he's not going to sign? Do we actually take that?
I think so. As much as it pains me to say it, I think so. Yeah, if that's for the better of the football club, if that's going to go towards bringing someone in for the longer term, I think now is the time to start looking at it. I mean, we scored 13 goals in 12 league games.
That's poor.
West Ham have scored 10 more than us. You know, I think City another couple more. Chelsea have got 30 and Liverpool have got 35.
And the thing is, they haven't had Lukaku for quite a lot of the games as well.
Yeah. Even United, who are below us and have lost like a lot of games, have scored more than us. So, like, I think now, like, we've built kind of like the base of the team. You know, that seems to be quite solid. Yeah. I think this is where the team needs work now. Like, we need, you know, we were having debates today, you know, about Premier League strikers, man. You talk about I mean, I'm not expecting miracles, but those difference makers, like Salah can make a goal out of it, you know, from nothing. That goal against City, you know, like that goal against Watford.
Yeah.
You know, these were goals from nothing, you know, like he can, like, I wouldn't really say he had his best game against us.
No, I thought Tavares defended against him very well.
The difference between that kind of difference maker is that they will score even when they're not playing well.
Yeah,
you know, they will find a way. You know, like
had that player once, didn't we?
Neither of them have given me that feeling.
Yeah,
you know, that kind of confidence that I should have in a striker. You know, for a long time, and I'd go as far as to say I've not really felt that feeling about a striker in the Arsenal team since Thierry Henry.
I think Eduardo was close to that. I know what you're saying, though. I know what you're saying.
Arrogance, like we didn't care.
Yeah.
No, like he literally, that Real Madrid game, I was telling everyone, we're winning this game. Everyone was like, "You're nuts. No one beats Real Madrid in Europe." Yeah, no one. And I remember I was walking around school, strutting around. I'm like, yeah, Armoury has got the beating of these defenders. I promise you, yeah. I promise you this, yeah. And he put 4 prime Galacticos on their arse. Do you know what I mean? Like that, just being able to have that like feeling that no matter who your striker comes up against, they can mix it with anyone.
They can make something happen.
Like Edouard was just one of many good strikers, you know, on his day maybe, but with Henry it was all the time, like every game.
If he could be bothered,
every single game, thinking this guy has kept those defenders awake the night before, thinking about the nightmare that they're going to face in broad daylight in front of the TV cameras for all their family and all the friends and family and other fans to see. Yeah, like that kind of level of striker. Like, look, all the top teams have one.
Listen, I think that era of footballer has gone. I mean, you likes of your R9s, Batistuters, Henrys. There's not those strikers just ain't around anymore. It's a different.
I mean, CR7 again on the score sheet tonight, man. Mr. Inevitable in the Champions League. He gives Man United fans this feeling at the moment, and he's 36. They go into any game believing they can win it, and like with him, it is. You can't really argue with them believing that, I mean, Lukaku and Liverpool Salah.
Yeah. Listen, you can't grumble. Those players.
Even Tottenham get that feeling from Kane and Son. And,
Kane not so because he ain't even scored this year, has he?
Not this year, no. But I mean, if you're looking like his career overall,
That's James, I like those names you've put up there actually, especially Amin Gouiri.
He's nice. He is nice. He also plays for Nice as well. But
but he's been around a bit though. That's the thing, and I think he's probably now because he's somewhere settled. He's actually doing numbers now.
He was at Lyon before.
Yeah,
he was at Lyon for about 3 seasons. He's been doing well, and then I really like him. He's nimble, he's quick. I think he's like 8 goals in like 14 games or something like that. So he's quality. And that the Metcha kid as well. He came from City. He's a product of City's academy, I think.
Really?
So he played in Championship. He's done well. He's doing well. He plays for Wolfsburg now as well. He's good. Keep an eye on him. He's decent.
Yes,
I've kept an eye on him on Football Manager.
Listen, man, we've got to set up that league. Okay, I'm nearly done with my whole kind of like making everything look nice. But yes, Legs, big up the Armoury TV, man. Big up yourself, sir. I hope you're good, man. Mostly Arsenal. I'm not against Sterling, to be fair. Listen, I think if we used to get Sterling on the left, oh my good grief.
I'm telling you, like my ideal window, right, as I said it last stream, is, again, it's unrealistic, is Rice, Sterling, DCL. I'd settle for Phillips, Sterling, DCL. I think that's quality. And
you won't get Rice.
How much would that cost? That would be about 170
million. Money, man. Like his whole family are proper Chelsea. He's Chelsea. He came from their academy. Mason Mount's his best friend. He's just basically waiting for Kante or someone to move on. He's going Chelsea.
Maybe now United, but he's my number 1 signing.
United came in for him, like they just sent out the feelers and stuff. He gave them like ridiculous wage demands. Sometimes that's like their way of not saying like no,
but it's in a nice way. It's saying no in a nice way.
It's like saying until I know that Chelsea don't want me, I don't think he will consider anyone else, and I don't think there's any reason for him to believe that Chelsea wouldn't be looking at him at the moment. Like his displays for West Ham in England. So I don't think, as much as I'd like Rice, it's definitely not realistic.
No. I think having Phillips more than anyone else would be realistic for us, or even Basuma, even more realistic. But Jack AFC, how you doing? We need Lacazette for when Aubameyang goes to the AFCON. Do you know what? Do you remember we was forced into playing Saka? And then we was forced into playing Smith Rowe. What if that was to happen with Martinelli? We're forced into playing Martinelli and give him a run up top. Who knows? Who knows what can happen? I actually think if we can get something for Lacazette, we know he's going. Number one, you're getting a huge wage bill off our books. And number two, if you can get something for him, I think everyone's a winner. I think his head's gone, really. I think he wants to go. His performances also in the last couple of games he hasn't really pulled off trees. He's always been taken off in the night. If he's not doing much, definitely in around the 60th minute mark, he's being dragged off. Lex, yeah, I mean, I don't know how concrete that was for Lacazette in the summer. Anyone? And you guys, James?
What team was this? Was this Roma? Because I thought that was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what other team would have come in for 24 mil.
Atletico Madrid have been always had interest in him as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think because I never heard of any. The only offer I heard of was not last summer, the summer before, where in literally the last day of the transfer window, Roma came in with an offer. But I'm Lex, if you can say what club you're on about, then.
Yeah, because I don't remember us getting. I don't think many clubs would have, knowing that they can get him for free in a year's time, would have bid 24 mil for him in the summer. I'm not sure if you can let us know. That'd be interesting, because if that was something concrete there, then bloody hell, then we've made a massive boob there. I think we would have used that and bought maybe a Martinez. Hey, there's another player, Martinez. No?
Yeah, he ain't coming.
That ship sailed.
Yeah, bro, he's done.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up, man, because at the end of the day, I think we could go on with this, because the thing is, we know these guys are coming to the end. Especially Lacazette's gone, Nketiah's gone. Balogun needs playing time. He needs it for him to develop, and he's not getting it here. I don't even if Aubameyang or Lacazette were to get injured, and I don't think he'll be ready to step in the Premiership at the level and what we require. I don't think he's ready for that. Martinelli, I there's always talk about us saying, Martinelli needs to play. And then when he does get a chance, he doesn't grab it. He doesn't take it. Maybe he needs a few games on the trot for him to kind of stake that claim. I don't know, to get going. But it will be interesting. Will we spend money on a centre forward? Who knows, man? I actually think he's looking more of a central midfielder in some kind of creativity.
I really hope he's looking at both.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Honestly, I really can't stress enough. I really don't think this opportunity to be in this position to gate crash top 4 is going to be there this easily.
Okay,
season.
Pose a question for both of you then. In order for us to gate
double down on that, man.
Yeah. In order for us to gate crash, let's just say, just put it wide out there. What in order for us to gate crash top 4, James, give me your 2 signings that you would, that are realistic, that you feel that we could get, that will give us that chance to get top 4.
Jesus.
Come on, you're Edu and Arteta rolled into one end. You're earning the crust. Give me 2 players.
Bruno Guimaraes, centre mid.
Yeah, from Lyon. Yeah, he's good as well.
I don't know who, bro. This is so hard. We spent a whole show trying to discuss strikers, and we still haven't come to a definitive answer. Bruno Guimaraes. I'm going Jovic on loan.
Jovic, yeah. That's shrewd. That is shrewd. Yeah. King?
See, I would do Zakaria in midfield. And
how much would Zakaria cost now?
Cheap. He's got 6 months left.
I know, but he would still cost you upwards of 10, 15 mil.
Dortmund want Nketiah, by the way. Not Dortmund. Gladbach want Nketiah, by the way. Just letting you know.
Yeah. So they want Nketiah, so we could swap it. Minimal fee. I don't think we pay more than 10 million. I really don't.
And your other signing?
My other signing would be then I would use that. And
See what I mean? It's difficult, right? Midfield's
I
easy.
don't know if
because it's
Tony will
option.
come midway through the season, but I do like him. I like Ivan Toney, and I like Vlahovic as well, or Isak. One of those three, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to cheat a bit. Yeah, any one of those three would make me happy.
Okay.
Calvert-Lewin would make me happy as well, but
would you then say, do you know what? I think we can actually go for top 4. That's the question.
yeah, I would, because we'd have to see how they settle, but I honestly feel now that we've got a solid defense that is obviously maturing. We've got Xhaka will be back in January. He'll be fit again. We'll have Partey, Sambi, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Could he also be convinced to play at fullback? Now he's been having a bit more involvement in the squad. Cover at right back when Tomiyasu's not around as well.
Yeah.
But I just think with those guys going to AFCON, El Neni, I think probably I'm hearing talk of us ripping his contract up as well.
Wow.
Just releasing him in January. With him going, not really being the level that we need, I think we get enough midfielder. With Partey also going AFCON. Then you've got Partey, and then you've got Xhaka, Sambi, and this other midfielder, whilst Partey's
partying in AFCON.
Gone, yeah. And you've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles there as well.
100.
But just someone that can bring a bit more quality to that. And a bit more experience.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Absolutely.
Because I think it's you look at Partey's, but I've seen a lot of people digging out Partey's performance. You could see he was playing.
He's off the pace. He was off the pace.
He's just come back from injury, bro.
Come back from injury. You need your squad to be balanced enough to not need to do that, because it's not really fair on the player.
Yeah, but
it's damaging for morale. When you play in that situation,
I get why he plays. I mean, it'd be like if he had Armoury and he just come back from injury, and Liverpool was next up, you'd expect him to play, right? That right now is how important he is to us in the midfield. He's levels above any other midfielder we have, and that's the problem.
But the thing is, the repeated breakdowns and injuries, that shows that he's someone that shouldn't be played in the red, anywhere near it.
Of course.
We've got I think that's what makes that area so important.
To plug and to fill and to get some more bodies in. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Jonathan David is someone. Jack AFC is agreeing with you there. James, Nigerian English son, Workhorst.
He's good as well.
Yeah, also plays for Wolfsburg.
Yeah. Jack AFC said Calvin Phillips, man. Listen, I think that would be. Could you? The spine of our team would just be absolutely tremendous. Even if we was to get someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Calvert Phillips, going through the middle or whatever. So you'd have Ramsdale, Ben White, Phillips.
Him and Partey could actually work really well together.
Exactly. So, listen, it's something where I think they're looking to do is to buy more English players, and Calvin Phillips, you can put a cheeky 50 mil bid in for him and see what Leeds say. Leeds could be going down, so he could well be available. You never know. Let's wrap up there, guys. Don't waste a tweet. Good evening. Evening, Brett, mate. It's a shame, man. We're about to wrap up, man. But listen, catch us again. We'll be doing our previews for the Newcastle game later on this week. I'm actually going to that game. So, King, you going?
Which game?
Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm going, man.
We need to buck up then. We need to buck up. Yeah. All right. So let me just rattle through these quickly. Yep, that's right. We're about to end. Better late than never. 100. Compare. Yeah, it's true. Look, listen, I was just thrown out there in the state of, Partey being that level above any other midfielder that we have in our team at the moment. Listen, I'm not saying that Partey's anywhere influential as Henry has ever been or would ever do, even like Vieira, I guess, flip's sake. So I'm not saying that, but such is the state of our midfield at the moment. He's levels above, and that's why he had, in my opinion, Partey had to play. If you have a 90% Partey fit, then I think he's got to play. On that note, thank you very much, Mr. Arsenal. Listen, keep doing what you do as well, and Cannon Chatter. Listen, we'll catch up. Everyone, it's been blessed evening. James, Gunner King, as ever, thank you very much for your inputs. And we're still undecided. We know we need a new striker. We know we need midfielders probably as well. 2 players plug in those, getting in those 2 positions, and who knows, maybe a top 4. Who knows? I know. I won't say it no more. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Gunslingers, we out.